Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Today, we're going to have a conversation about the industry as a whole, the trading card industry. We had a very busy weekend. I'm going to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes here. We had a very busy weekend with the Black Friday sale on TCG Player, Black Friday sale here in our store. We had like 300, individual customers. We gave away t-shirts, that kind of stuff. Had a huge turnout. We shipped out over 4,000 singles we shipped out this weekend. We also had a massive amount of work going on with trade-ins. Look at this mess back here in the back of our shop. We got the Fizz batch going through a huge Magic collection that got traded in. There's a Pokemon release either last week or sometime this week. And then we had the holiday Final Fantasy release. It has been, I would say, way more of a chaotic last bit of this year than I thought it was going to be. And I want to have a conversation about just the overall feeling of the industry. Things are nonstop right now. And I know we are in this kind of like economic downturn where you're seeing some of the collector booster boxes are dropping. Obviously, Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies are down. The overall stock market is a little bit down. You're seeing some retracements in Pokemon stuff. Across the board, it would appear on paper like there's this downturn in the industry. But I think the reality is there's some price downturns, but the industry as a whole is on absolute fire and does not show any signs of slowing down or stopping. It's really interesting. Say what you will. I'm not here to say I'm a fan of these people or whatever, but Elon Musk was talking the other day that in-person events, things like concerts, things like going to a show or a theater and witnessing live in-person events are at a peak hype right now. Like, more people are going to concerts than kind of ever in the history of the world. More people are looking for those kind of in real life events than ever. And I think that translates into the TCG industry because while everything is digital and it seems like in your life, everything is on your phone and you're scrolling and you're constantly on this digital world, it seems to be that people want physical things still. People, the more that we move digital, the more value that we see in having physical things and doing things like playing tabletop games and board games and Pokemon and Magic. And so I think a lot of those factors are really coming to a head right now where people are saying, yes, I spend a lot of time on the internet, but also I want to have a physical binder of cards to look at. I want to have a commander deck and meet with my friends weekly and have a time where I'm not on the phone, a time where I'm not glued to social media, a time where I can go and do something that is relational and physical and has a tangible purpose and meaning. And so I think as the world gravitates towards those things, one of the catch-alls has become that Magic the Gathering and Pokemon is no longer this kind of nerdy alternative culture thing. It has become this mainstream, matters, real industry that is growing rapidly. Something like Hasbro that has all these other intellectual properties and all these other hats and bags that they're doing. Magic is carrying the team. Magic is pushing all of the profit and carrying and covering for all the losses. Excuse me, I'm still in the midst of all this, still struggling to stay healthy. And so I just think when you look at the industry as a whole, it's a really interesting time because a lot of the prices are cheaper today than they were 3 months ago. 3 months in October really is the kind of peak. But the industry as a whole is growing so rapidly from a local perspective. But then on the other side of this, it's not like it's avoiding the digital age. You've got eBay Live, Whatnot Live, Drip Ship, and all these platforms that are really, really, people streaming on TikTok, people streaming on Twitch, people streaming on YouTube. You have all of these different people and different things capturing those eyeballs that, again, are affecting the industry. So if you are on the sidelines right now, I think you're missing out. I think that the game here is to be involved and not skip out just because you're afraid of the current, market and the way that things are. I just think the industry is doing really well. And when you look at just the raw numbers, when you look at just the prices of booster boxes or just the prices of the singles that may or may not have seen a reprint recently, you can be negative. But the reality is, across the board, I think pre-release events for Avatar probably higher than, probably at or what Final Fantasy was, which is probably the highest pre-release events ever. So in the last year, we've had two of the most popular pre-release events ever for Magic the Gathering. For Pokemon, you're seeing, if you think about the stores I think I saw Tractor Supply is going to start carrying Pokemon packs. You've got Walmarts, you've got Dollar Generals, you've got everywhere you go, you see Pokemon. It's a massive, you got Logan Paul breaking Pokemon behind UFC and posting photos of, you've got major football players in the locker room ripping open base set packs and engaging with a social media audience in Pokemon. This world is no longer local stores and your nerdy friends and, getting made fun of for collecting Pokemon cards. That's no longer what the industry is. And there's a loss there. There's a certain part of me that's like, I kind of like our nerdy culture, and I don't like the loss of that. But there's also a huge win in that it's just much more mainstream. There are way more people involved. Universes Beyond, another thing I don't love, but the reality is it's bringing more and more people, more and more different types of cultures and different avenues and different groups of people who like Star Trek. And I saw somebody, a social media influencer who she literally is collecting all the Lord of the Rings cards and putting them in order, not to play Magic, not because she likes Magic, but because she wants to put the art in the order of the Hobbit and the story in Lord of the Rings. So she can flip through a binder page and see the story as told by Magic cards. There's just a lot going on, everybody. So I think the industry is in a really good place. I think right now is a great time to start and to be a part of the industry, whether or not you are running a business or just collecting or playing. So I know everything's going down. Everybody's negative. I haven't made a video in a couple days because we have been so overworked. We have been so busy because of the constant flow of different avenues in this industry. And so just so you know, there's somebody on the internet that thinks we're in a really good place as an industry and things are not as bad as they may seem on the stock market. And when you look at this thing like a stock, you can feel bad about it. But when you look at the industry as a whole, I think it's on fire. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.